welcome to my channel. Today we will learn a new topic, motion in a plane, and in this topic today we will learn about the vector quantities. You must be familiar of these quantities. You know scalar and vector quantities, you must have read about them earlier. Why to learn vectors? Why this is important to learn about vectors? Because in one-dimensional motion we have seen displacement, acceleration, or this velocity. These all vector quantities, and in one-dimensional motion or rectilinear motion their directional aspects can be taken care of by positive or negative sign. As in one-dimensional motion only two directions are possible, left to right positive, then right to left negative, top to bottom positive, then bottom to top negative, acceleration due to gravity acts downward, so it is supposed to be negative, earth attracts. So in two-dimensional and three-dimensional motion what we have seen that the objects having large number of direction. So in order to deal with such situations we need to learn the concept of vectors, in which we take care of both magnitude and direction. So what about scalar and vector? In these two categories we divide the quantities, and today we will learn about vectors. The quantities which are scalar and other quantities which are said to be vector, how do they differ? There is the difference of direction. Scalar quantities don't have any direction, but vector quantities has direction plus magnitude both. Scalar quantities have only magnitude. They have only magnitude, no direction. Now what are scalar quantities? As you must be knowing earlier that they have only magnitude, no direction, and proper units. They can be added, or their addition is done with the algebraic rules of algebra. What about vector quantities? They have direction, magnitude, and their addition is made by vector addition. It is done by triangle law or parallelogram law. We will discuss later on. What about scalar and vector difference? That two scalar quantities are added, they are having the same dimensions, they are added or subtracted. Two scalar quantities can be divided to give a scalar quantity having third unit. For example, mass upon volume is density, so kg per meter cube is the unit of density, and mass, volume, density, they all are scalar quantities. So multiplication and division of scalar quantities is done between the quantities having different units also. And here in vectors what we observe that two vectors, if they are multiplied, then their product may be scalar or may be vector. We will discuss later on. Addition and subtraction of vectors as per the vector triangle law rules, triangle law or parallelogram law, and here product may be scalar or vector as per the product. We will discuss dot product and cross product later on. Now what about the vector? Its representation. Any vector is represented by a straight line having arrow at its one end and this end where the arrow is represented, this is called head or terminal point. This beginning point, this is O, it is called tail, and the total length of the vector is called magnitude. How to represent a vector? Suppose a vector is written like A and small arrow here. It is simply written by the bold face. This is A. In some books, especially in NCERT, arrow is not made, only the bold face is used. A vector is having direction and magnitude both. How to represent? Here this vector A, so this magnitude is also called modulus. So this is represented by this is called magnitude, the vector written in two parallel lines. So this is called modulus or magnitude of vector, and this vector A along with the cap at its head, this is called unit vector. So it represents the direction. So unit vector, you should know what is unit vector. Unit vector is the ratio of a vector divided by its modulus. Sometimes it is asked, define unit vector. So it is the ratio of vector divided by its modulus. So that is why it doesn't have any unit. Its magnitude is 1. And what about x, y, z axis? Along x axis the unit vector is I cap, along y axis the unit vector is j cap and the smaller I and j, and along z axis the unit vector is represented by k cap. They all have magnitude 1 and direction along x, y and z axis. Negative x axis, so minus. Similarly for negative y and z axis. Mainly, how to find the angle between vectors? You know, angle between two vectors is always taken either between tail to tail or between head to head. Suppose in this example, suppose this is the vector A and this is the vector B. It is given that this is the angle, this is the vector B, this is the angle, suppose 30 degree. What is the angle between A and B? What I told you, the angle is always calculated from tail to tail or head to head. Look here, we can see that if this vector is shifted in this line of the same magnitude, then we can shift A here like this. This is the vector A and its tail is here, and where the B is present, so this is called B vector. And what is the angle between them? 30 degree as it is given. So yes, it is 30 degree. What about this? If we take, suppose B is given in this way, what is the angle between A and B? Now look, just I reverse the B. Now what is the angle between tail to tail? Look, this is the vector A. Earlier I have taken this one. So look, if this is the vector B, its head is here in this direction, and this is the vector A. What is the angle between them? This head to head, this one, this is 150 because this total is 180. So in this way you will find what is the angle between vectors. Suppose in another example I am giving, this is the vector B, suppose this is at 90 degree and this is the vector C in this way, suppose it is at 40 degree, and this is the vector D, suppose at 70 degree. Find the angle between A and B, B and C, A and C, A and D, any pair. how will you find? Apply the rule. Angle is always found between head to head or tail to tail. So you draw the diagram. Suppose you draw the diagram having the vectors joining tail to tail. So B is already drawn, its tail is here, and from here tail of C is there, then tail of C is there, and what is the angle here? This is the horizontal, and you can shift A here. So this is the shifting of A in this direction. This is the vector A. And what about D? So if D is here, you have to put here its tail. So D is shifted from this direction parallel to this. This is vector D. What is the angle between shown here A and this is D? So this was the direction, and you know, if A and B here, A and B, you know what is the angle between A and B? This total is 90 degree. You can write what angle between B and C. You know, C is given this angle 40 degree. So B and C, 90 plus 40, what will be the angle between B and C? 130 degree. A and C, what is the angle between A and C? Look, tail to tail, what is the angle? 40 degree. What about the angle between A and D? So look, this is A, this is D. What is angle between them? Here you can see that A and D, if this was given 70 degree angle and you have just shifted D in this way. So this is the direction of A and this is the tail, this is the direction of D and this is the tail. Same is done here. This is A, this is D, these are the tails. What is the angle given? This is also 70 degree. So A and D angle is 70 degree. Look, all the angles are less than 180. So remember that this theta should be less than 180 or 0. What I mean to say, why I told this? Suppose these two vectors having tail to tail angle, this is 30 degree. Okay. This one can say this is also the angle between tail to tail, and what will be this angle? 330 degree. 330 will be greater than 180. So this will not be taken, only this will be taken. And what is this value? This value is here 30 degree, no, less than 180. This is, so in this way, how to find the angle between the vectors. Now types of vectors. Mainly the vectors are categorized in two types, and what are they? They are polar vectors and axial one. Types of vector: polar and axial. What is polar vector? Which have starting point. Suppose any vector has beginning point O, then in this direction, suppose this is P, then the point P, suppose this is also called position vector. Suppose in xy axis in 2-dimensional case, suppose a point P is situated here and it's with reference to certain origin, position of point P is represented by this vector. Now this is called position vector. So position vector also has the starting point. It comes in the category of polar vector. After time, certain time, the point P shifts to point P dash, then this OP dash is the new position vector, and this is also has the starting point O same. What about this vector? If you join P to P dash, then this vector is representing the displacement of P to P dash, then P dash vector is called displacement vector. So its initial point is P to P dash. So in this way they come under the category of polar vector. Now what about, suppose we describe the other vectors, equal vectors. Equal vectors, as per name, vector having direction and magnitude both same. Then these vectors, suppose this is A and this is B, both are having same magnitude and direction. What about the vector, they are equal in magnitude but different in direction? Then they are unequal. Magnitude is same, since direction is changed, so they are unequal vectors. But what about these vectors? Look, there are three vectors, but they have their common initial point. What is the name of these vectors? Co-initial vectors. Co-initial vectors means they have their common point as the beginning. They all are starting from O. What about collinear vectors? Collinear vectors, if the vectors are in the same line and at 0 degree angle, either they are in the same line or they are parallel to each other. So they are having different magnitude or same, they act along the same line at 0 degree, or two parallel vectors, they are called like vectors. This is. What about unlike vector? So if the same line but opposite direction, this is 180 degree and they have anti-parallel. So they are called parallel vectors and they are called anti-parallel vectors. Coplanar vector, as per its name, vector in the same plane, two vectors in the same plane. How to represent a plane? You know, this is the plane, and if there are three vectors, they may be in the same plane or may not be in the same plane. So this is the category of vectors, and how, as per its name, it is not very difficult. That if you know the name, meaning of the name, then coplanar vectors, vectors in the same plane. One may ask that two vectors are always said to be coplanar, yes or not? Think, these are the two vectors. If you are putting like this, then this is the plane. If you are holding like they are acting like this, then this is the plane. They are acting in this way, then this is the plane. Yes, two vectors will lie in the same plane. So two vectors are always coplanar. So in this way, so many vectors, their name and how to represent them I told today. What are unit vectors? What are coplanar co-initial vectors? Last category is left, that is axial vectors. Axial vectors, as per its name. How will you define axial vector? The vectors which represent rotational effect about certain axis as per right hand screw rule. How do they show rotational effect? Suppose an object is rotating about certain axis in this way. Apply the right hand thumb rule. Look, this is the rotational, the curling of the finger gives the direction of rotation, then the thumb gives the axial vectors direction. What will be this? This is the axial vectors direction, this will be upward. And if the object is rotating in this way about this axis, then how will you find? Look, the curling of the finger gives the direction of rotation, then where is the thumb? Downward. So this is the direction of axial vector. What are the examples of axial vector? Angular velocity, angular momentum, we will read in rotational motion topic, and torque. Torque is the rotational effect of force it represents. So axial vectors, mainly polar vectors, and these are the vectors as per their name. You can learn what about vectors today I told you, and in the next video I will discuss about the zero vector and the other properties of vector. Thank you.